Hi gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. In today's video, I will compare Lattafa's newest Dalal to Paco Rabanne's Million Gold for Her. So I have some thoughts and we're gonna get into it. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Hey friend, thank you so much for tuning back into another video. I'm super excited about this one, but before we jump in, if you are new here on this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, I sprinkle in bits of lifestyle here and there, and I also share encouragement at the end of every video. If any of those things sound good to you, I would love to have you here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. For those of you that have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you have heard me talk about Million Gold for Her a number of times in the past, and you also know how much I love this fragrance. This fragrance is so classy, it's so luminous, it's so elegant, it's so feminine, it smells so expensive. I love the luxe feel of this fragrance. So yes, it's nothing groundbreaking in terms of the scent profile. However, what is groundbreaking about this one is there's something about it that just gives money. It just gives expensive. I really can't explain what that is, but I think it's what they are calling the mineral musk that is in this perfume. So let's talk notes. Paco Rabanne's Million Gold for Her is sweet and vanillic. It has a gorgeous yellow floral. It's fruity, it's woody, it's musky, and there's this unique aquatic nature to this fragrance. There's something about this fragrance that feels very clean, very refined, very elegant, very luminous. And the musk is more of a clean musk. And I think that's what they mean by this mineral musk. That's how the designer describes the musk. It doesn't feel like a hazy cloud of musk. It feels very clean. You have a juicy pear at the top combined with a soft rose and an aromatic lavender. You have those lush, thick, and creamy yellow and white florals. And the base is where you get that musk, some moss, and vanilla. This fragrance is definitely what I would classify as a floral musk with a very light and crisp, juicy opening. I don't feel like the rose or lavender are very prominent in that opening. For me, the opening is mostly that burst of juicy pear, and then I start getting the white and the yellow florals that are at the mid of this fragrance. On skin, I definitely pick up that pear and rose very strongly. However, when I spray this in the air, on clothes, on paper, it's definitely giving more of the pear than that rose. But on skin, the rose definitely shines for sure. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And honestly, now that I'm concentrating on it, I do pick up a touch of that lavender. It's not a big dose of lavender, but it is there. And I've heard that some people say that this reminds them of YSL's Libre, and I think that's why. Maybe it's because of that lavender, because when I put it on skin and I really concentrate, it is definitely there. It's a touch, a little hint of lavender right at the top, right after the pear and the rose. Oh, this perfume smells so good. It is delicious. It's beautiful. A few moments later is when I start picking up that ylang ylang, one of my favorite floral notes in perfumes. It is such a lush and thick and creamy floral, and it has this sort of banana-like quality, and that's what I believe gives it that lush facet. This is just so beautiful. So now let's talk about how Dalal by Lattafa measures up. So this fragrance, much like Million Gold for Her, is also sweet and fruity. It's vanillic. It has a musky and powdery quality to it. But what is different about this one, in my opinion, is it has like this greenness to it, and mostly at the top of the fragrance. A couple of things are different about this one, at least what's been shared with us. At the top, you have an apple and a mandarin, which is different from the pear, the rose, and the lavender in Million Gold for Her. And then at the mid, you have the addition of an orange note. A really quick aside, this packaging made me feel like I had just opened up the most expensive gift. I know this may be a bit much for some, but I love the way this bottle looks. I truly felt like I was opening up a gift when I opened up my package. It is so beautiful. The box is just as beautiful. So for me, Dalal gives very much similar feel to Million Gold for Her in the opening, but it's definitely missing that rose. Instead, I do pick up that citrus accord right away. So far, my scent experience is consistent with the notes that are listed. I definitely pick up that apple and that orange right away. In the air, this smells literally the exact same as Million Gold for Her. However, on skin is when I can pick up on the differences. So one of the differences is that this is not nearly as aquatic or musky or airy as Million Gold for Her. This one feels more grounded and kind of more down to earth. Before I continue, I also want to point out that this is a brand new bottle of perfume. So give me about like a month and I'll be back with an update for you all, because I do have a feeling this is going to mature and become even more beautiful. It's already beautiful and it's ready to wear. This is one of those fragrances that came ready to go. However, I do want to give it some time to do another comparison to Million Gold for Her and see if anything changes for me. However, as of right now, the opening is a lot less juicy and a lot less airy and aquatic than Million Gold for Her. This one feels a little bit more citrusy in the opening. So I'm interested to see how much richer and more dense and floral this fragrance is going to become the more it matures, because right now it's giving a much punchier, deeper, stronger, richer, and subtly more green floral than Million Gold for Her. However, honestly, this is so close. It's quite remarkable. Overall, it's definitely a very similar experience. And again, it's giving me that lush and thick and beautiful ylang ylang mixed with a little bit of that white floral. So it's definitely a similar experience. And as this develops, as this works its way through the opening into the mid, it's pretty much the exact same fragrance. Now, I have worn this a couple of times already. I wore it today and I wore it the other day. And what I have noticed is on skin, the dry down for Dalal is different than Million Gold for Her. I feel like in the air, on clothes, on a tester strip, the two fragrances wear pretty much the same, but where they differ, where they change, is how they interact on the skin. This fragrance becomes creamy and vanillic on the dry down, giving a very beautiful vanillic dry down. Oh my goodness, it's so good. However, this one loses that sort of airy and musky quality, whereas Million Gold for Her maintains that airiness, that muskiness, that aquatic juiciness from beginning to end. So I feel like Million Gold for Her is a little bit more linear than this one. This one takes you on a tiny bit of a journey. So it opens up kind of fresh and citrusy, then it develops into like a thick creamy floral, then you get that beautiful smooth and silky vanillic dry down. So my final verdict is, if you have been curious about Million Gold for Her, but maybe you just weren't sure if you wanted to spend the money on it, go on ahead and get Dalal by Lattafa. It's going to give you pretty much the exact same fragrance, with the exception of those subtle differences I mentioned earlier, such as that opening, so basically the first blast, and then the deep dry down on skin. On clothes and in the air, these two fragrances smell alike. It's just that if you like to wear your fragrances on skin, you will definitely pick up those differences in the opening and on the deep dry down. I feel like Dalal overall feels a bit richer and deeper, and it feels more grounded as opposed to Paco Rabanne's Million Gold for Her, which is definitely more airy, more musky, more powdery. Overall, I definitely feel like Dalal is a heavier fragrance, meaning it feels more grounded. It's definitely a lot less musky and airy than Million Gold for Her. So if you don't mind that, I would say that's the biggest difference between the two. And that difference is very noticeable on the deep dry down. The deep dry down of Dalal gives us more vanilla, it's more creamy, and it loses a bit of that muskiness. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, leave me a comment down below letting me know. And also, if you have one or both of these fragrances, let me know what your experience has been. Do you agree with some of my points? Do you disagree? Drop your comments down below and let's converse about these beautiful perfumes. If you found the video entertaining or helpful in any way, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, because that continues to help my channel grow. Also, if you're here and you love fragrance performance content. I make a lot of it on this channel and I would love to have you join the family. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss another upload. In addition to that, if you have not already checked out my latest devotional called Align and Reign, I want to invite you to do so today. It's available on Amazon and the link is in my description box. It's a 30-day devotional that I wrote for women who want to continue to nurture their relationship with God on a daily basis, but maybe you have a super busy schedule and you've been neglecting spending time with God. This devotional will help you with that because each day is brief and to the point. There's scripture, there's a reflection on that scripture, there's an application step that you can follow, and there's a prayer at the end on every single page. And on the very next side, there is a page of lines that you can use as your journal entry. You can write down your prayers, you can write down your questions, a conversation between you and God, whatever it is that that time requires. There's a fully lined page just for you to be able to do that. So again, it's on Amazon. Don't forget to check out the link. It's in my description box. And thank you in advance for your support. And now before we part ways, I wanted to leave you with a little bit of encouragement. I was reflecting recently about how trends can come and go. What's viral today may not be viral next month. That's just the world we live in. Don't feel pressured to ride every trend that comes around because authenticity, being you, is the kind of style that never expires. It's timeless. As always, I will be over here reflecting on the same. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye!